boy. What's up, guys?
Hello.
Hey,
All right, I'll unmute.
I want.
Okay. And then what are we
Okay.
talking about? Go for it.
Well, hold on. First of all, I want to let you know my brief experience of watching the Raj show
Mm-hmm.
last night, and I tuned in twice. I came in there the first time. It was several people in there, and I was just checking out the crowd. And then at the bottom, I saw this cute girl in this red cheerleader outfit, and she had blood on her face. Then at the upper left-hand corner, I saw this lesbian. I was like, well, who is that? And all of a sudden, the lesbian started to sound like you. I was like, God damn, what the fuck happened to Steve? Steven's face?
Listen,
Is
I
he
shaved
going
my
through?
face because I did some fucking anime dress-up shit. All right, I don't normally shave my face. Don't even fucking start, okay? What are we
You
talking
going
about
through
today?
your transition?
Yeah. Oh
I
man, we
can
got the
relate.
anti-trans jokes and everything. We're starting off real big today. All right, that's good. Let's see where we're starting on this
Hey,
one.
hey, hey, hey.
Yeah.
At least I am all about jokes, okay? I'm not trying to control your fucking jokes privately or publicly. That's the thing about being a conservative. I don't give a fuck what you say privately. But then again, I'm not a libtard, so I'm not trying to control your speech. But then again, that's it. So
Oh boy.
anyway, that's
Okay.
it.
Well, now you're making me
Is he
reconsider all
also
my
loud
views
in
on
the
it, but
background?
thanks.
Is this coming through loudly or is it disrupting the audio?
No, actually not at all.
It's just my window thing.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I checked it out and it was I cut it off and then I came back an hour later and I think this there's a woman who was crying and then she rage quit and then I saw the last session with you and Trihex, but it was very interesting. So
Yeah, that
totally
was
understand what.
probably the most dramatic episode that's ever happened. It's not normally that crazy, but I mean, it is a pretty big crazy shit show. I don't know what you thought. Can you? Oh my god, I saw the emails you sent to my Raj friend. Do you do you think you ever come off a little rude in emails?
Well, he hadn't. I mean, no. I mean,
Okay.
I'm straight with no chaser. The thing about it is he didn't comprehend my last
Yeah, it
email.
looked
I
like you misread it,
specifically
but
told him
you sent him you sent him so much in response. Oh my god.
because he didn't understand my English. I mean, did you read that email?
Yeah, I saw it. All right, I'm just
Okay,
curious.
did you see what I said I was not coming?
Yeah,
And
I
then
saw it,
he
and then you misunderstood,
confirmed.
and then you decided the onus was on you to write back this diatribe. Jesus, but
Yeah, because you guys don't read well, so I had to like break it down.
all right.
I mean, so that's that.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. So, okay, so here's the thing. I want to establish some rules, if we could, before we begin. So, no interruptions, okay? Do not interrupt. When we get started, do not interrupt me. I won't interrupt you while you're speaking. If I have a question or you have a question or a rebuttal, you must wait until we finish and then you can go ahead and address what was said. No question stacking, okay? And one of the reasons why I have Sinatra here is because, based upon the last, I wouldn't even call it a debate. I would say it's our discussion on various topics. You deflect, you derailed, you dodged, you pivot, you misrepresented so many of my topics in that debate. And so I want to make sure that that doesn't happen this time, from you distracting me from the irrelevant topics that have nothing to do with what I came here for. And also, I have a plea, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Since I'm a victim of poor public schooling in the ghetto,
Yep.
and you enjoyed that sweet privilege of private school
Mm-hmm.
in your community, I humbly ask that you don't use big words, what I'm saying, because my education is not that good. So, if you could just use tiny words, what I'm saying, that'd be great. I mean, I don't have a big brain like you and high IQ like you, so I would just ask if you could just help me out with that. Okay. So you have any problems with these rules?
Nope. Okay, so these are the requests that I'll make. If you are asking me a lot, like if you start stacking questions or whatever, I won't interrupt you, but I usually write things down in a notepad. I will
Yes.
respond to every single thing you said. So if you ask or say like 3 or 4 or 5 things, I am going to write all of them down, and I will
Sure.
respond to all of them before you respond to that response. Just is that
Okay.
if I legitimately, I don't try to like. I know some people will load a lot of big words because they're buzzwords or because they're flashy or whatever. I don't try to do that. If you feel like I'm doing that, or if I say something that's whatever, just tell me and I can like rephrase it or whatever. I'm not trying to make a point like confusing because I'm trying to whatever. I don't know if you're being serious on that or not, but some people complain about that. So
I caught you were about to say obfuscate.
okay, just fuck off. All right, okay, all right, okay, just all right.
Okay.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Okay. So
Well,
I'm
what are you
okay.
guys
Let's
gonna
go
be
ahead.
talking about? That's the thing.
What are we
What is
talking
the
about? Good question.
Well, we're going over. I want to go over briefly the debate, what happened, and
Okay.
then I want to share the aftermath of why I came um, into your email, into your inbox saying, "Hey, dude, you lied about me. You misrepresent me. Blah blah blah." And then go from there
Media
with
no
some
hype.
questions. And then, we probably will have like a little bit of time because I know you got some other things to do to just go over the points I was trying to make in about police brutality because we really didn't talk about that.
Okay. Sinatra, can you talk
Okay.
again? Your mic was really quiet before.
Is that better?
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. Okay.
Well,
Yeah, I was messing with my mic settings because I've been blowing my nose and I don't want it to pick up every time I do it.
okay. All
That
right.
should be better. I boosted it.
Well, what about you, Stephen? Can you hear him? I can hear him perfectly.
I can hear him just fine.
All right, good.
Okay. So to get started, like this is in reference to the debate. Now, I must admit that even though we had a little fun trolling each other during your stream, it was fun. It was funny for the most part. I was not prepared for your techniques and tactics of derailing the entire debate. I came to you to debate about police brutality. Instead, we discussed the bump stock ban, our email exchange, Donald Trump, the Firearms Owners Protection Act, Ronald Reagan, the AK-47, your experience, your low expectation for blacks, our upbringing, the ghetto, drug dealers, black culture, Nigerian immigrants, healthcare, type 1 diabetes, cancer, your self-reflection of determining how do you know if you're full of shit, vaccines, unvaccinated religious compounds in Atlanta, California's status on measles, 3 people in Atlanta that had measles out of 500,000 people in Atlanta who were not affected with the measles. 2 imaginary situations that included Jews and Amish dying from being unvaccinated. Anecdotal evidence of blacks compared to whites getting shot on YouTube. Philando Castile, Freddie Gray, Eric Gardner. You offered to send me a video of Eric Gardner, but instead you watched Philando Castile by yourself for 3 minutes. You argued about the definition of execution, changed the terms from execution to execution style murder, the definition of murder. We also you asked me if OJ was a murder. Then we went on to fucking Hitler. Then we went on whataboutism, cops being convicted of murder, Michael Slager, Amber Geiger, what it would take for me to believe that police brutality is a problem for the black community. You're a bad faith debater.
Okay,
And
I don't mean to
so
cut
much
you off,
stuff
but what does
going
this
on
have to
again.
do with the debate you want to
Well,
have?
she's trying to
That's what we're trying
establish
to
that
get
I'm
to.
using sneaky debate tactics to navigate through
Exactly. So
different
we're talking
subjects.
about all this that had happened that had nothing to do with the topic. And that basically I just finished. So all of this was discussed, but police brutality. And so do you disagree that that happened?
No, no, of course not. That happened.
Okay.
But I mean, like,
So
do you understand that conversations can naturally, like,
no, you don't do that with no one. You did that with me.
you don't think that in any of my prior debates, my conversation topics don't wander from topic to topic? You don't think that?
Every debate I have watched from you,
Uh-huh.
I never seen you do that to them what you did to me.
Okay. I don't want to like nail you to the wall on this, but I'm super curious which debate you've watched where you think that doesn't happen, because I go around with a ton of topics with almost everybody.
You never went to the one that's relevant. That's irrelevant. This was the first time, and I'll tell you the people I watched.
Mhm.
I watched, of course, the ABL one because I used that in my video. I
Okay.
watched there's a guy you talked with about, I can't pronounce his name. He was a black libertarian. I don't know his name, but I
Mhm.
watched that one. I, of course, watched your police brutality one. You studied on that, and then you guys went to trans rights. So that's what you guys agreed on. The I
I feel
hypocrite
like with
one.
ABL, the Anthony Brian Logan guy, I feel like we talked about a ton of different topics. But I guess
Um,
it's not. I guess this isn't really
you
relevant
only
to this.
talked about you only talk about the topics that were relevant to his videos.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
that was
well,
it.
I'll try really hard today to keep it focused on one topic, and then if you feel like we're wandering, feel free to bring it up. Okay.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Okay, so the aftermath of the debate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was disappointed that we didn't debate what I came to debate about, which was the police brutality. However, this is interesting. Like shortly after leaving you, I began to receive a lot of donations. You know, PayPal was blowing out from a lot of people who hated you, but also people who were part of your fan base, and they were wanting me to come um, on the Rod show, giving me compliments. And I expected to get a lot of hate from your side, but I got a little, but not that much. And then that entire week, I was like, you know what? We didn't get a chance to talk about police brutality. I'm gonna let it go. But it wasn't until I watched the DT podcast, episode 29, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then episode 30, and this is where the false accusations came in, where Trihex, that fuck boy, he started to say about he didn't want to lose brain cells, and he went and took his shit on his stream. And I got a personal problem with him. I'm not going to take it up with you, but you know, when I do come on the Rod show and he's there, I will handle it. But my problem with you is when we came, when it was episode 30,
Yeah.
you were talking about how let me see, let me get the perfect word. You was saying that you was like, I didn't have statistics for the measles, but I had statistics for everything dealing with police brutality. I'm like, well, no shit. I came there to debate about police brutality. And so the thing about it is that you were not being honest when you didn't talk about on that podcast that you purposely derailed the debate, and you talked about things, one, I didn't feel strongly about, two, I done zero research on because I didn't know we was going to talk about it, and three, you know, I was not prepared to debate, you know. So I went to look over the video that we did, and I told you 9 times that I didn't want to discuss these topics. You interrupted me 14 times. I only interrupted you 6.
Okay. I can try my hardest to babysit the conversation, but like, if you're the one uttering statements and you don't feel strongly about them, and by your own admittance, you don't do enough research to talk about them, and you don't want to debate them, then why are you engaging in those conversations? Why not say, I don't want to talk about this, let's talk about that?
I
I don't.
did say that.
Then why are you going? Why do I know that you know so much about Hasidic Jewish communities in like Atlanta or Chicago or whatever? Like, why would I know anything about that? Like, you clearly were very eager to volunteer up all of this information. Like, it wasn't like I was bullying you. Like, answer this question, answer this question. Like,
Lies. I didn't. I wasn't eager. I was. You was asking me about healthcare, and then we went into vaccination, and also you lied about me being an anti-vaxxer. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I told you that I am not an anti-vaxxer, but I told you that I don't believe in violating people's First Amendment rights. You admitted to wanting to violate their First Amendment rights. I am vaccinated. If I had kids, they would be vaccinated. So how does that make me an anti-vaxxer?
okay, so
Real
sometimes.
quick,
Oh, sorry.
is
Go
the
ahead.
Rod Show the one that you and Hassan debated Sargon and Fuentes?
No, that
Um.
was train wrecks.
Oh, okay.
So.
I'm not familiar with Twitch things, so I was just curious because you guys kept bringing it up. Sorry, go ahead.
Um. Wait. What was the most recent point? Oh, about like the.
You accuse me of being an
Anti-vaxxer. Yeah, so
anti-vaxxer.
sometimes anti-vaxxer can encompass people that think that vaccines shouldn't be mandatory as well. But I could be a little more clear there, where I think, well, she's not like against the science of vaccines. She just doesn't think people should be compelled to take them. Sure, but like oftentimes people that are like, oh, I don't think the government should make people take vaccines would be considered anti-vaxxers. But okay, I'll keep that
No,
in
I
mind
mean
for the
it's
future.
no.
Hmm.
That's you being disingenuous. Because
How am I being
if people,
disingenuous?
if people are saying that they don't want to get
Hmm.
vaccinated because it's against their religion,
Hmm.
and I believe in the Constitution, and I believed in basically honoring people's constitutional rights. How does that make me an anti-vaxxer? I
Because if
specifically
vaccines
stated,
become optional, then they no longer are effective. So you're essentially an
do you
anti-vaxxer.
do you agree that if these people decided that they don't want to get vaccinated because it's against their First Amendment rights, that they shouldn't have to,
No, I don't.
even
I
though
don't agree with
even
that.
though
No.
even though so you want to violate you want to violate Black people's First Amendment rights?
What is? First of all,
And
wait,
I'll
wait,
tell
wait,
you,
wait. Wait. Hold on. I take issue with the assessment that black people, as in general, are against like mandatory vaccinations. That's not true. Now, earlier you said religious groups of people. That might be true. There are some religious groups of people that don't take foreign things into their body. But yeah, I don't care about their First Amendment rights. In this case, I think that vaccinating the public at large is more important than respecting somebody's religious desire not to be vaccinated. Yeah.
the reason I mentioned Black people is because this particular Black compound do not trust the medical professions because of past transgressions against Black people. Do you not agree that the medical profession in the past have done some various vile things to Black people? For example, the Tuskegee experiment.
I'm sure that literally every institution in the United States has done bad things to black people. I don't think that's up for debate, of
Do
course.
you agree? Yes or no?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so you do know about the Tuskegee experiment, right?
I don't, but I don't think it's relevant to this. But yeah, I'm sure.
Yes, it is, because the reason why it's relevant to it is because you had a problem with me mentioning Black people, Black people, and I'm saying the reason why I mentioned Black people is because these particular Black groups that are exercising their First Amendment rights stated that they don't want to be guinea pigs underneath the medical institution based upon the past transgressions that they have succumbed and their ancestors have succumbed underneath the medical facility. These are their words, not mine.
Okay,
So
first.
you can sit up here and use,
Mhm.
hold on, you can sit up here and use the police in the past and slavery and Jim Crow, but when these Black people say, hey, look, infant mortality is going up, they discriminate against us when it comes to how they give us medication, how they give us pain medication. And also they have injected Black people with syphilis and left it untreated for over 60 years and killed so many Black people because of that. They don't trust white people in the medical institution. Now, I have no problem with trusting the medical institution, but the reason why I'm saying Black is because this is a situation that only affects them as Black people who are dealing with their First Amendment rights.
Okay, first of all, I would just like the record to reflect that we are here to discuss police brutality, and Tree is the one that is hardcore devoted to. Now, I'll talk about
I
this
was
topic.
just about to
Sure,
bring that up.
that's fine.
Yeah,
I'll
I
talk about
was
this topic.
just
It's
talking about
it's
that.
interesting to me. So my issue that I have with your framing is when you say black people are opposed to vaccines because of this. I think there's a meaningful difference between that statement and saying that some black people are opposed to vaccines because of this, and then you give the history. As far as I'm aware, the majority of black people in the United States are not anti-vaccination. There are probably pockets of them that probably have their own personal justifications for doing so, but I think that distinction is important to make because I feel very strongly about vaccines and their importance to public health.
Okay, let me remind both of you that we were going over, and I do believe I said this at first, that we were going over my questions in reference to what happened in the debate, and then we're going to talk about police brutality.
Sure, I'm just making sure you
Because
understand that
because
we're
yeah,
headed
no,
towards like
I'm
a
not
whole
talking
other
about you.
debate.
I'm just Sinatra is not aware why we're discussing this, because I told you through email, like, I'm not an anti-vaxxer, but I don't believe in violating people's First Amendment rights. That's the reason why we're talking about this. Okay. Because I want to get this out of the way before we get into police brutality. All right. So so we understand it. I am not an anti-vaxxer. We are clear on that, right?
If the definition of the word is, do you personally
Why
take?
don't you look up the definition?
I don't know if like anti-vaccination is in the like the dictionary.
Let me look up too.
I mean, like, I know that like the anti-vaxxer movement, like in general, says that like the government shouldn't force people to get vaccines, but
Now
like I
show
can
me where that
use.
says, because I see the anti-vaxxer definition. I'll read it to you. An anti-vaxxer, a person who is opposed to vaccination, typically a parent who does not wish to vaccinate their child. How am I an anti-vaxxer based upon this definition?
Because you're opposed to like mandatory vaccines in public, or like for
No,
the general
no,
public.
no,
Okay, so
no,
listen. I don't
no,
have to.
wrong.
I don't have to use this word. I can use a different term if you want. This isn't interesting to me. So I can call you. Would you prefer like anti-mandatory vaccine person or what?
No. Why don't you call me someone who's a constitutionalist, and I do not believe in violating anyone's First Amendment.
Okay, you're a
Just
constitutionalist who doesn't believe
just
in
like some.
violating anyone's First Amendment when it comes to mandatory vaccines. How about that?
No, I
But that
believe
was
in
accurate.
honoring, no, no, no. I believe in honoring someone's religious freedom. Just like I don't believe in violating your freedom of speech or what the fuck you do privately versus publicly. You see the difference? See, unlike you, I'm consistent across the board. I don't try to control people's speech publicly or privately, and I don't try to control people's religious beliefs.
Okay,
So
so real quick.
if somebody religiously don't want to get vaccinated, even though that's not my thing. I'm all for you being vaccinated. I'm
Okay.
not going to violate their First Amendment
So
rights.
I shot a message off to both of you. This is in Merriam-Webster. The definition of anti-vaxxer: a person who opposes vaccination or laws that mandate vaccination. So I'll just
Where do
call
you
you an
get that?
anti-vaxxer.
That's
It's on
Where is
Merriam-Webster.
that?
I
yeah.
shot the definition to both of you. It's in your DMs. So we can move on to the next topic, and I'll just call you an anti-vaxxer. Works for me.
Yeah,
A
that's
person, you're full of shit. A person who opposes vaccination or laws that mandate vaccination. I don't oppose any vaccination or mandate. I don't oppose anything.
Wait, you don't oppose
You're
laws that
saying,
mandate vaccination?
what laws mandate someone to be vaccinated if they claim religious exemption? There is none.
Okay,
According to you, don't even know the fucking law.
sure. So
Because here's the
Sinatra
thing:
can
if
determine if you're
someone,
twisting this or not. I don't want to. This is really
wait,
ridiculous.
hold on. You just don't want to lose, because that's what I'm saying. You're just full of ego. Here's my thing:
Yeah.
when someone, and this is the law, you can talk to a fucking lawyer.
Okay.
People who do not wish to get vaccinated due to religious beliefs are exempt. They are not forced because of that exemption. So if I am honoring their religious belief, how the fuck am I opposing a vaccination?
Firstly, that religious exemption doesn't apply everywhere, okay? So, like, for instance, in New York, that's actually been challenged, right? There are parents suing the school district right now because they banned the religious exemption for vaccinations. So that's not even true, firstly. Secondly, if you're in favor of exemptions for laws mandating vaccines, that means that you oppose laws mandating vaccines. Like, by definition, you're
Okay,
just arguing
once
in
we get, we're
circles.
dealing with the irrelevant, the false comparison. I am not talking about New York. I am talking about Atlanta and
You never
the
said you were talking about
vaccination.
Atlanta.
I did say fucking Atlanta. That's what I've been talking about. I've
Sinatra,
been
wait, did she
saying,
say that she was only talking about Atlanta? I might have missed it.
did we
I
not talk about? Hold on. Look at you. Your Alzheimer's is acting up again.
Wait, can I just
because
ask
if you're not
Sinatra? Wait, he's the
mistaken,
moderator. He's here to
he
moderate
was
this.
not here He was not here when we had a debate.
okay. Hold on.
When we had a debate.
We're getting a little rowdy. Let's just stick to the definition, and then we could move on to the next thing, because we don't want to get stuck off in a rut in this, do we?
So hold on. See, this is what I'm saying. Stephen is being disingenuous. We were talking about my observation about a religious compound in Atlanta. Now he's acting like he don't know what the fuck I'm talking about and say, I don't remember that. I don't remember that. He's full of shit. If you go listen to that debate or discussion, I specifically said a compound in Atlanta, a religious compound in Atlanta. And he wants to fucking move the goalposts as always, because that's what he fucking does, and says New York, and then bring some shit up New York, where the New York, whatever the fuck, I don't know. But what I'm telling him is that the religious groups in Atlanta have their religious exemption honored. And because he can't debunk that, he wants to move the goalpost to fucking New York. We're not playing that. And based upon that they have their religious beliefs honored, and you can research that, there's nothing to oppose.
Okay, are you against mandating vaccines for religious
No.
people in Atlanta?
No.
Wait, so you think that exemption should be removed?
No, I didn't say it should be in room or not. I'm not opposed to anything.
Wait,
I am
so are
here
you
to
opposed to
honor their
mandating?
religious-
Stop trying to reframe this in a way that makes you look
You
good.
stop trying to reframe it.
I'm not. I'm talking about the
You
actual
are.
thing. You are
You
opposed to mandating religious people to getting vaccines. That's what you said.
I am against violating someone's First Amendment right.
Okay, are you against violating the First Amendment right of religious people to mandate them to get vaccines? So the answer is yes. It's what you're saying.
I am against if it just like I'm against telling you what the fuck to do in your private life. I'm against telling religious people what to
Okay,
do.
we're not talking about private life right now. That's not what's being discussed.
Whatever.
Okay.
I don't believe in being an authoritarian like you.
That's fine. So
I'm
you
not a being a
oppose
dictator.
mandatory vaccines. Why
I don't
can't you just
oppose.
admit
I'm
that?
honoring. No, I am not opposing anything. I am honoring the constitutional
And
rights.
by honoring the constitutional rights, you oppose mandating vaccines. Why can't you just say that? Why can't you just own the position? Just
So
own it.
here's
because-
where I think we're getting that little
Oh
bit
my
of
God,
disconnect.
this is so fucking. You just so fucking.
Is when Destiny says mandating, he means
13 months
no
too
religious
long. Go
exemption
fuck
from
yourself.
it. Am I right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, the mandating vaccines. Yeah.
And Tree, you don't believe that.
No, what I'm saying is that they are exempt from getting vaccinated because of their religion. And what I'm saying is that if you don't have a religious exemption, then you should be mandatory vaccinated. You should be forced to be vaccinated. If you're not claiming your First Amendment rights. But if you are claiming your First Amendment rights, okay, then I don't believe that those First Amendment rights should be violated. So if you don't have a religious exemption, you should be vaccinated. That's my position. So that doesn't make me an anti-vaxxer, because if you're not claiming religious exemption, you should get vaccinated. But if you are claiming religious exemption, I do not believe in violating your First Amendment rights.
Even if that comes at the peril of the community where this person says.
There's no evidence for that, and I'm not going to go into the whataboutism. If you can't prove it, here's my thing. Prove to me, if you want to change my mind, prove to me that this particular compound, because I can only talk about what I've observed and what I know, that they have been a risk to society. Because if they were, and it's thousands of them, they would have been quarantined by now, but they haven't.
I would
Well,
actually
it's a
like to submit both of these to you guys as well. So in Prince versus Massachusetts, the Supreme Court actually upheld the idea that the state can regulate in a child's interest. You do not have a First Amendment right to not vaccinate your child. Now, a state could make an exception if they wanted to, but you can't claim that it's a violation of the First Amendment to not vaccinate your child because, to quote, parental authority is not absolute and can be permissibly restricted if doing so is in the interests of a child's welfare. So even if I were to grant you everything up to now, which I of course won't, you can't argue that this is upholding the Constitution or whatever, because
Okay.
yeah.
Once again,
Mm-hmm.
false comparison. First of all, you brought some shit about New York. I'm talking about Atlanta.
I'm not
Now
talking
you're
about New
bringing some
York
shit
right
about-
now.
I'm fucking talking about Atlanta. I'm talking about Atlanta.
You,
Stop
no,
even
He's
going
talking
wait,
about
wait,
the
wait.
Supreme
You were
Court.
talking about the Constitution, which isn't unique to Atlanta. I'm not sure if you're aware of that or not, but the U.S. Constitution is for
This
the
is
entire
Prince
federal
versus
government.
Massachusetts. This is a ruling for. This does not have anything to do with Atlanta, because if it did, then these people would not be allowed to have religious exemptions from getting
No.
vaccinated.
You're misunderstanding me. First of all, I don't know how you think the Supreme Court works, but yes, rulings in other states that the Supreme Court does can broadly apply to the entire 50 states. But what it says is that if a state compels you to vaccinate your child and they don't accept religious exemptions, you can't claim that they're violating your First Amendment. Now, a state could still have religious exemptions if they want, but compelling you to vaccinate your child is not a violation of the Constitution as declared by the Supreme Court. I'm just saying that because you keep bringing up that like the First Amendment is being violated. It's not according to the Supreme Court. So
apparently, if the state of Georgia, okay, is honoring their religious beliefs, which is still part of the First Amendment, okay? Now, whether the Supreme Court is saying otherwise, it doesn't matter. The state of Georgia is honoring their religious exemption. I am honoring their religious practice. I am not here to be an authority and violate somebody's freedom of speech or their freedom of religion or freedom of press. And I'm not here to have somebody do something that is against the First Amendment, okay? Now, until you show me something that says that, hey, these people have to get it against their religious beliefs, then fine. But like I said earlier, the point of hand is whether I'm anti-vaxxer. I'm not. I don't oppose mandatory vaccinations on people who do not claim religious exemptions.
okay, Sinatra, I'll just because we could go back on this forever. Do you agree that by the definition provided to us by the Merriam-Webster, if we accept that as anti-vaxxer, that she would qualify as an anti-vaxxer? Or do you think this exemptions argument works?
According to the definition of Merriam-Webster, I do have to agree with Destiny, but I agree with him in the first place. There should be no religious exemption from any vaccinations. That's just my personal opinion.
How am I opposed to, let's look at the definition, a person who opposes vaccination.
Or
I do not
or,
oppose
no. Go to the second part. Or
laws that mandate vaccination. There is no law in Georgia that mandate vaccinations for this couple, for this group. So I don't fit this description. I don't oppose the vaccination, and there is no laws that mandate these people to be vaccinated.
when you say that people should be able to have exemptions for vaccinations, you're opposing laws that would force them to have vaccinations. That's what you're doing. Do you understand that?
The law in Georgia allows them to have an exemption
Destiny
to not
only
get
says it in private
vaccinated.
Yahoo.
So
Okay,
how are
what
they
if they-
violating the
let's say
law?
Is
they-
that just for Georgia specifically?
No, different
I don't
states have
know
different
any. I don't
regulations
know
on
any
it.
other states. I don't know. See, here's the thing. I don't know any other states but this particular state because I live here. And he asked me in reference to vaccination. And I told him I wasn't an anti-vaxxer, and I told him how I observed this religious group, okay, up in Atlanta. And it consists of several different religious sectors, okay, who filed an exemption within the law, okay? So it's not illegal. There's no mandate as long as you have an exemption. That's why you exempt from that. So my thing is that because I honor their right to practice their religion, if you don't have that exemption, then you should get vaccinated.
Okay, so apparently on the 4th of January 2019, so this year, the chair of the Healthcare Committee of the Georgian Parliament, Akaki Zoidze, I might be slaughtering that name, says the vaccination of children will become obligatory from June 1st onwards. Would you oppose this law if it didn't worry about religious exemptions?
Send me that law.
Here, this is the article.
I just think that this is a kind of silly thing to get
I agree.
lost over in the weeds on.
No, I mean, the thing about it is he's trying to call me an anti-vaxxer. I'm not going to let that. I mean, that you could be okay with that, but this is me, and I'm not an anti-vaxxer. So he's insisting on slandering me, calling me an anti-vaxxer when I said I'm not against vaccinations. So why should I not defend myself when I am being falsely accused?
Okay, so
No,
let's say Georgia
being an
mandates.
anti-vaxxer.
Let's say Georgia tomorrow mandates every single person get vaccines and no more religious exemptions exist. Would you oppose that law?
No.
You'd be in favor of that law?
If the law says you cannot claim exemption, then I followed the law.
Then why are you defending? Why were you earlier saying it was a violation of somebody's rights or religious rights?
Because they can claim religious exemption. Because it's legal for them to claim religious exemption.
Oh, okay.
It's not against the law. It's not against the law. It's not against the law for them to have a religious exemption in Georgia.
When I ask you
if
what I
that
think,
law,
what I
if
think,
that law if that law is changed and said and is stated that they cannot no longer claim religious exemption and they must get vaccinated, then I'm going to be on the side of the law.
is that so? When I ask you what is right or wrong or what you believe should or shouldn't be allowed, are you just going to tell me what the law is, or do you have like opinions of your own about what should?
You didn't ask me that. What I'm telling you didn't ask me that. What
I
I'm
did.
telling
I
you is
asked you if
this.
you oppose regulations or laws mandating vaccines.
No, I said I honor the Constitution. And then when you say, and then I honor somebody's religious beliefs. But if they do not have religious beliefs that will make them exempt from being vaccinated, then they must be vaccinated.
You know that state laws don't supersede the Constitution, right? Well, this is.
Wait. But what? So if their religious beliefs is in the Constitution, then of course the state is agreeing with it. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, so when you appeal to the Constitution to say that's why I oppose it, and then I say, well, what if Georgia proposes a state law to mandate it? And you go, well, then I would support it. Well, then why did you ever cite the Constitution? It's not like Georgia can overturn.
Okay, since the Constitution triggers you because you believe in violating somebody's constitutional rights, why don't we just stop using it? Because I don't want to trigger you, okay? I don't want you to go into a convulsion or have a goddamn heart attack.
Can I ask Sinatra as the moderator, who here is triggered right now? Could you give me an opinion?
I'm not triggered. You're triggered because it's like when I tell you that
I'm getting triggered because we're not talking about police brutality.
Yeah.
Hold on. The thing about it is, I'm not gonna let him get away with calling me an anti-vaxxer. I don't give a fuck. He's not going to get away with it because I'm not an anti-vaxxer based upon this definition. I'm not opposing based upon the Merriam-Webster dictionary you gave me says a person who opposes an anti-vaxxer, someone who opposes vaccination. I do not oppose vaccination.
Okay. How about we
or
agree?
Laws that mandate vaccination. I am not against the laws that mandate vaccination. So how the fuck am I anti-vaxxer?
How about we agree to disagree and move on to the next topic?
How am I anti-vaxxer?
I don't think arguing with this is going to stop him from calling you an anti-vaxxer. So I don't know why we're stuck in the weeds on this one. I mean, I get it. You want to defend yourself against the claim that you are when you don't feel that you are. But I think this is something we're just going to get stuck in the rut on.
His own definition proves that I'm not. But that's what I'm telling you. Destiny doesn't like to be wrong. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. I don't.
Which makes you a piece of shit debater who just basically argue in bad faith. But we'll move on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I am definitely the one in this conversation arguing in bad faith.
If you don't want to be wrong, then that's fine. So let's move on.
Okay, sure. Real quick, I would like to make a couple of statements about what just happened. So we just spent 40 minutes derailed on a topic that I didn't choose, firstly. And secondly, I would be willing to bet that she probably spoke literally twice as much as I did. And then I didn't interrupt at all. And this whole derail and the maintenance of this topic has been more or less on her, I would say. I just would let the record show.
How is it derail when it was a question I put up? How are
because
we
by your words,
when it's
we came here to talk about police brutality.
No,
That's
we're
what
talking over each other.
oh my God, am I talking to... Am I the only one who doesn't have Alzheimer's here? I do believe I said this. Let me repeat it again. And maybe
you wanted to revisit points from our last debate, right?
Exactly. Yep. So how am I derailing something when I'm making a point?
So I just want to make sure that we're. I just want to make sure. Whoa. Okay. I just want to make sure.
It's because it was 40 minutes of a topic that isn't.
I just want to make sure that we all understand that if at the end of these 3 hours we haven't even breached the topic of police brutality. No, I'm not doing anything. I'm just laying it all out very clearly. I just want you to be aware that if at the end of these 3 hours we haven't gotten to police brutality because we spent the entire conversation rehashing out all of our previous disagreements, which I wouldn't expect either of us to budge on, you can't hold me accountable for that. I'll take the conversation wherever you want to go. So go.
I didn't say I held you accountable, but I also want to say this.
Firstly, you did say you held me accountable. You said that it was me who was constantly derailing and pivoting to different topics for the last debate. You claimed that. So don't tell me you didn't say I didn't.
But we didn't derail. but we didn't derail.
Okay, that's fine.
And
If
you
this is what you
claim
want to
we
talk about now,
did.
that's fine.
You
I thought we
claim
were
we
talking
did it.
about
We
police
didn't derail.
brutality. I didn't know that we were
We
going to
did.
spend the whole debate talking about our last one.
First of all, did I not say, God damn, I got to repeat myself again because your ass have a mind of a 95-year-old man.
Okay.
I said I wanted to go over the things that you said and you slandered me and the things that you basically misrepresented me. Did I not fucking say that?
Yeah, you did. I just didn't know we were going to
Okay,
spend
I
40
do.
minutes
Okay,
per disagreement.
so you do have a good memory. So, but the fact that I established that for the 8th time, you're upset that I'm basically going over the things that I said that we was going to go over.
I'm not upset at all right now. This is fun
No,
for me.
I'm not upset either.
All right, that's great. Then let's keep going.
Me, so just because I'm basically holding your ass on fire does not mean I'm upset.
Okay, I feel like I know you. Okay, I feel like I'm getting to know
No,
you.
you don't know shit about me.
What's the next topic?
Yeah,
Okay.
what's the next topic from the last debate that's not police brutality?
All right. So, first of all, what are we doing right now?
We're
I
bantering.
need you to repeat it because you kind of like
Right now, we're spending 45 minutes on each disagreement we had in our prior debate. So give me the next disagreement we had.
It doesn't matter as long as I'm going over the way you misrepresented me.
Okay.
Jen, stop being triggered about the time.
It's funny because like 20 minutes into our last conversation, I was willing to make the concession that maybe you're not an anti-vaxxer, just somebody that like supposes some vaccine. But now that I have the Merriam-Webster dictionary, I can just call you an anti-vaxxer.
You wasn't going to do it anyway, so stop fucking lying.
You actually like strengthened my position. This is why I love debate. You forge these better opinions in the fiery pits of debate. Oh, it feels amazing, man.
Conceding. That's the thing.
Okay.
You wasn't going to do it anyway, so keep the lies to yourself.
Damn, you're a fortune reader too. Oof. What does your crystal ball tell us for the next topic? What do you got?
Okay, so the next one is you said that I harassed you via email.
What are my exact words here? Did I really say harass? I might have.
Yeah,
you
said on the DT podcast, you said I harassed you through email and was, basically giving you a lot of fucking shit.
That sounds
during
right.
our
sure.
initial. Yeah, you did.
Okay.
You did say that.
Okay.
So are you saying that that's what I did?
Yeah, you're super fucking rude in your emails. Hell yeah.
Okay. No. So do I have permission to read off our initial conversation?
Yeah, you can read anything you want from our emails. I can start all that public. Go for it.
All right. So this is what the initial email stated when I contacted you. I said, hey, Stephen, I heard you were bored about debating progressive tankers and currently accepting debates from right-wingers again. I would like to take advantage of that offer. I'm free this Tuesday, September the 24th, or Thursday, September the 26th at any time. Will one of these days work for you? Please keep in mind that I'm on the East Coast, so if you agree to one of these days, give me those times to choose from. And then you replied back, fuck, I'm super ultra busy around that time due to TwitchCon. If you're not free on Monday, maybe hit me up the first or second week of October. And then I reply back, oh yeah, that's right, TwitchCon is coming up for you guys. I can't do Mondays. I can do Tuesdays and Thursdays. So let's go for the first week of October. Does that work for you? How does October the 1st sound? And then you said, yeah, I'm pretty sure that will work for me. Can you shoot me a Google Calendar invite for that time and date? And I said, I don't have Google Calendar since you are on the West Coast. I am free that entire day. I'll let you set the time for October the 1st. Just give me the time and it's a done deal. If it's better for you, I'll go ahead and set the time zone according to your area and I'll convert it to mine. And then you said, how about the 13th? 1 o'clock on the 23rd? And then I said, Stephen, are you reading my replies? Please go back and read all my words that I typed in my response to you. And then you said, oh, whoops, I'm trying to schedule 2 different things at the moment. I'm sorry, LOL. How about 1 o'clock p.m. on the 1st? And I said, awesome, consider it done. 1 o'clock your time, which will be 4 o'clock my time on October the 1st. That's perfect. I have to prepare for my stream, so I'll connect with you again. Now, that was the first initial contact. Now, where was I harassing you and where did I bug you?
So from my perspective, and I understand maybe you don't understand what my perspective is, but I am scheduling a multitude of things at any given time. When I'm juggling emails back and forth with people, I don't have the time to click every email and read through prior conversations. There's at least 3 other people that are trying to schedule something on varying competing dates around this. So when I respond to you and I offer a date that in a prior email you said wouldn't work, I'm not reading back. So like generally, when I'm contacting in-industry people, the response would be, oh, I'm not available on these dates. What else would work? Not, hello, are you reading my words? Go back and blah, blah, blah. Like, if I wasn't, like, interested, like, I most people at that point, I would mark it as spam and delete it. Like, if you're already, like, throwing a temper tantrum, like, in your email at that point, I'd be like, okay, well, fuck this shit. The reply was, like, pretty rude. But I mean, like, I can understand why. Maybe you think that, like, I have nothing going on my schedule and I'm just being rude. But, like, I do, like, 50 emails a day. I don't have time to, like, go back and read through the threads on every email chain that I send. It's way too much work.
My reply was, Steven, are you reading my replies? Go back and read all my words I typed to my response to you. And then you go, oh, whoops, I'm trying to schedule 2 different. So obviously what I said to you was not rude, but that's not even the
No,
point.
what
The
you said
point
was
is,
rude. I'm just
hold
being
on,
very
I'm
polite.
talking. Hold on, don't
Okay.
interrupt me. When the thing about it is, this has nothing to do with my question. You said I harassed you through email and sent you a shitload of emails. 1, this is not harassment. 2, because it's very pleasant. You may want to, construe it to not being pleasant, but it was very pleasant. And 2, this was not a shitload of emails.
Firstly, you're only reading the first.
Oh, I'm gonna get to the second part.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get to the
okay,
second
sure.
part where when we get to that. But I'm just establishing here that, showing you that no, I did not harass you. You lied, and this is not a shitload of emails. Okay, so now let's go to the next part,
Well,
which
yeah.
is the
So
day
firstly,
before.
like,
You gotta let Destiny reply.
yeah, harassment is like pretty relative. Like, I mean, like, you're not like harassing me, like doing anything like horrible, but like I would consider this like kind of harassy. I mean, I guess we can quibble over the definition. Also, we have had 2 conversations so far, this being our second, okay? And we have exchanged,
Okay.
I just went, wait, I just went back and looked at my thread, 30 emails. That's a lot to me. That's a shitload of emails, okay? Now, you can disagree with that. I don't know what your email habits are like, but 30 emails for me to set up, this is our second conversation, that's a lot of emails. Maybe you
Okay.
disagree, but that's my take
You
on
are
it.
fucking liar. Our initial, you are combining the emails that we had initially with the emails we had for this debate. Don't do that. I am only sticking with the emails that are connected to our initial debate, because your lying ass said that our initial communication consisted of me harassing you. Now, I know you were butthurt because I called your ass saying you had some Alzheimer's on our second interaction, but our first interaction, I was fucking nice. Okay. And I was very pleasant. And we didn't exchange no fucking 30 emails. This initial email, this was very limited. And I was not harassing you. So before I get into the part the day before or the day of our debate, show what
When you
sentence
respond
did
to
I
somebody,
say that
yeah.
was, hold on, excuse me, I'm asking a question. What sentence was harassment?
When you respond, Steven, are you reading my replies? Go back and read, and then in all caps, all the words, and then in lowercase, I typed in my response to you. Most people would interpret that as a relatively rude response when you're infringing on a very busy scheduled person's time. I think that's a fair take. I think most people would agree that that's a pretty bitchy way to respond, or a pretty douchey way or assholey way to respond to a message, I would say. I think most people would comfortably agree with that, sure.
First of all, that crystal ball you fucking talk about, I don't have that. So how the fuck am I supposed to know you're busy? Okay? You are, excuse me, I'm talking. You were responding to me immediately when I responded to you pleasantly. And secondly, okay, you admitted that you was fucking up because you went, oh, whoops. I'm trying to schedule 2 things at one time. So you just admit that you fucked up.
I didn't say I was trying. No, well, that's not true. I didn't say I was trying.
You admitted that you were basically doing several things. So how does, it's not my fault. So because I sit up here and said, hey, You need to go back and read my replies. You got triggered because I reminded your ass that you suck at multitasking, and then therefore you came back and said, "Oh, whoops, I'm trying to schedule 2 things at one time. I'm so sorry. LOL. How about we do it at 1 o'clock?" And then you want to turn around like you felt harassed.
Okay, so I'll.
Okay,
This is
okay.
obviously subjective, but like, I haven't shown any ill will or any mean things. I'm submitting both of this to both of you, and this was her response to me trying to schedule a certain day. I think that most people would agree that's a pretty rude response.
He's talking about the second time. I'm serious,
No,
talking about the
I'm
first
talking
time.
about the first time where you reply, Steven, are you reading my replies? Go back and read all the words I typed in my response to you. Most people would agree. I would never type that to a sponsor or to a client or to a worker.
That's why you won't
No, it's because I'm successful in my industry and I know how to communicate to other people without coming off as rude.
Okay. Again, we're going way over each other.
And here's the thing.
What is the
Here's
point
the thing.
of this
You would sit up here and say, I said, Steven, are you reading my replies? I put all the words, not yelling at you because I know you got a little soft.
You say not yelling, but you typed in all caps. Like,
so that you can read the words since you suck at multitasking.
Then why didn't you type all the words in all caps?
Because I didn't want to trigger you and have you go into a coma.
Why didn't you just bold them then? Okay, so I will make another. I'm gonna make another appeal to the moderator. Sinatra, do you think that this response?
Remain in neutral.
You're not gonna take a side that this is a pretty rude response. Okay, well I would just say that.
I just know that I personally wouldn't send that email out.
Sure, in the thousands of responses, maybe tens of thousands of responses between fans, between sponsors, between other entities in industry or non-endemic, I have never even dreamed of sending an email like this, and I've never gotten an email like this before. It was incredibly rude.
Here's the thing. You admitted that you was not paying attention, okay? And I was not being rude. Okay, I'm sorry if your bitch made, but the thing about it is this was not rude. I specifically stated, hey, I can't do Tuesdays and Thursdays. And so when I said, hey, Steven, are you reading my replies? Go back and read all my words I typed in response to you. Okay, and by the way, there's no explanation point. Okay. And so my thing is, I wasn't yelling at you. I wasn't being mean. You're just easily triggered. You know what I'm saying? But that's not my problem.
So I'm not. It's not that.
Hold on, I'm still fucking talking. And so when when you replied back, you said, "Oh, whoops!" So you admitted that you wasn't paying attention. Okay. And even then, when you admitted when you weren't paying attention, my response was, awesome, consider it done. If I was being rude, okay, the first initial time, I would have like, well, damn, next time pay attention, this, that, and the other. No, I was pleasant. I was saying, listen, can you please pay attention to what I'm saying? You got triggered, okay? And actually, I call bullshit. You wasn't triggered because your response was, oh, whoops, I'm trying to schedule 2 different things at one time. LOL. You know what I'm saying? You were joking with me. So you was not triggered, and it obviously showed that you was not triggered.
The reason why I responded like that is because I'm not going to respond to a rude email message by being rude. If I just decided that you're sufficiently rude that I don't want to deal with you, I would just mark it as spam and delete it. Okay? So if we back up here a little bit, okay, I am a relatively busy person. Okay, I have like a pretty big thing that I do on Twitch. Okay, I'm one of the largest streamers on the site, and you are a complete. Can I finish? You are a completely random person. Okay, that is of no relevance to me. That is trying to make a demand of my time. Okay, to come on my show. If you wanted to spin this any which way, okay, I'm being charitable to you by allowing you to be on here. Okay, if we're gonna be like super ultra real, that's what's happening.
Okay.
So whoa, hold on. You just talked for like 20 minutes. Come on.
Okay, I was not.
You said you didn't want interruptions.
Yeah. So
that means no interruptions.
So but listen, for my personal point of view, I like engaging with all types of people. It's part of my brand. I say that I'll debate anybody. I don't care if you got a big channel, a small channel. I'm not gonna lord my presence over you or some shit like that. However, in response, I think it's fair that I ask for like some basic concessions. I'm not going to remember your entire fucking schedule if you email me availability dates and shit. I am never going to scroll up and read through. Now, maybe if you were like Corsair or Intel emailing me, maybe that's a conversation like, okay, well, let me make sure I've got this shit like all my T's crossed and my I's dotted or whatever. Or maybe if you're like, Stefan Molyneux or Ben Shapiro, like, okay, but like if it's just like a random casual conversation I'm setting up, then yeah, I'm going to be bouncing these emails back and forth relatively quickly. I might even be on my phone while I'm doing it. I'm not going to double check our entire email thread. So when you respond back with an incredibly entitled tone, are you even reading my words? Like, the reality is that if you messaged 99% of people in my position, they would have just deleted the first email. So I'm a little taken back, okay, that you would be so demanding of my attention when I think I'm already being like pretty decent and even responding to in the first place. So yeah, I think your response was a little rude. I think that I responded as a joke because I didn't want to be an asshole back, because I'm typically pretty nice to people, and especially my email exchanges, I'm pretty professional. But yeah, but we're quibbling over like what we consider to be rude or not. I don't know if we're ever going to come to agreement.
Oh,
here.
because you're a bitch. You're a bitch. The thing about it is, what I said was not rude.
Okay.
You are a bitch-made motherfucker. I was not rude to you in our initial conversation, because like I said, and I didn't say read all I said go black. Steven,
Go black?
are you reading my
Whoa, what's that supposed to mean? Am I supposed to
Are you reading my replies? Go back and read all the words I typed in my response to you, because we were going back and forth. It wasn't as if this was an hour long. This was several minutes between you and I. So that's what my thing was. And it wasn't a mean response. Now, I mean, I don't know, maybe, and I'm just going to be fair before I go into because I'll go into the second part of the email.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that I didn't grow up privileged, and saying, and therefore I had bubble baths and mommy tucked me in at night, and therefore it made my skin very, very thin and all this other shit. But my thing about it is that how I can get. And this was not, and I'm telling you, this was not me being rude. But you're bitch made, so maybe it was rude to you and you got triggered. But I call bullshit on you being triggered, because if you really felt that I disrespected you and I wasn't worth your time, and I did not demand your time, so fuck you for lying about that. I didn't demand your goddamn time. You can't even show any words of me demanding your time. But if you felt that I demanded your time, you should have deleted the email in the first place. But you didn't, because you knew I was not coming to you in a disrespectful tone. Now,
speaking of an hour long, we're an hour into this. We've gone over 2 topics.
Excuse me, Satra, are you deaf? She said that we were revisiting the topic.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. Go.
Yeah. Thank you. I'll handle this.
I'm going to the bathroom.
Go ahead. Because here's the thing. You know what? I'm not going to. The shit that people do to you, Steven. I'm kind of glad that they do, because you do it to me.
I'm sure.
So,
I'm being so rude. I'm being so horrible this debate. I don't know how you do it, man.
Yeah, you are.
You're definitely not triggered.
So, anyway,
you're definitely not bitch made. You're getting harassed so
this,
hard right now. You're a trooper, man. Keep going.
The thing about it is that we're going to the second one, where it says September the 30th, which was the day before.
Okay.
And
damn, is this what Hillary Clinton felt like when her emails got read? Holy
and I
shit.
said, hey, Steven, I hope you enjoyed TwitchCon. I just wanted to touch bases with you in reference to Tuesday. 1 o'clock your time, which is 4 o'clock my time, on October the 1st, 2019. I don't use Discord at the moment, but I use Skype. I would like to have our debate via Skype. My name is blank, blank, blanks. Please don't give out my Skype name. So please feel free to add me. What's your Skype name? So I didn't hear from you that entire day. The day of our debate, which was 2 hours before, I sent you another email that says, are we still on? You haven't responded back to my last email, and we are supposed to debate in 2 hours. What's up? And then you said, hey, yo, sorry, I'm here now. What's up? And I said, I don't use Discord, but I do use Skype. I would like to have our debate via Skype. What my name is, and I gave you my name. So please feel free to add me. What's your Skype name? And then you went and said, how are we going to how are we going to chat today? Do you want to do it Discord through Skype? And I'm like, oh my God, this is why I don't believe in race and IQ anymore, because white people are just as dumb as everybody else. Because I'm like, oh my God. And then I went again.
So real quick. Wait.
Wait,
No.
I
Wait.
am
This is
fucking
important.
talking. No,
Hold
I
on.
am
I
fucking
have to.
talking.
I have
Don't
to.
sit up here
Wait.
and interrupt me.
I have. Wait. No. Wait. I literally. I have to. I just have to. No. Listen.
Wait,
until
this is-
Sinatra left so you can interrupt me.
I just no, because you're misrepresenting
I'm
this.
here. I'm right here.
Yes, you are. Can I please look? Can you look at these
I
emails?
wasn't even finished.
Can you look at these emails?
I wasn't even
Look at
finished.
these. Okay, I'll just post the pictures in chat then and fucking mute you. Jesus Christ. Look at
Don't-
the timestamps.
don't dox
Look at
my
the
name.
timestamps, okay? Look at the fucking
Don't dox my
timestamps.
name
I'm not
in
going to
there.
dox your fucking name, okay? Look at the timestamps on the emails, okay? I said, hey, yo, what's up? I'm here. Now, you replied to that email, if you look at the threading, where it says, I don't use Discord.
Where are you?
Okay, so where I say, hey, sorry, I'm here, what's up? I email you about 30 minutes
No,
before.
where did you post it?
I'm not posting anything, okay? But I want you to look at the timestamps, because the way that I responded to these emails, it didn't refresh on my thing, but you can see it. Now, you sent me that thing. I don't use Discord, but I do use Skype. And then my next reply looks like, how are we going to chat today? Do you use Discord or
there we go. I'm
Skype,
sorry,
right?
I missed one.
But
I
notice
missed one.
notice that message where I said, how are we going to chat today? That was sent at 12:30. And then I don't use Discord, but I do Skype. Your message came at 12:31. Now it's threaded weird because I responded and then you hadn't refreshed yet. Like, I don't know how to explain this to you, but like, it was the way that it refreshed my inbox. But I sent that email. It wasn't supposed to be a reply to yours. That's why I send you an email literally 30 seconds later saying, oh wait, just kidding. I see your Skype. I'll send you a friend
But I
request.
had already responded back to you.
Look at the timestamps. You didn't. Like, it looks like you did because of the way that it's threaded.
I did respond right back to you. I did.
Okay,
I
I'm
did.
gonna send
I
this to
responded
Sinatra.
right
I'll
back
censor it
to
out, and then
you.
he can decide on this.
I responded right back to you, and I said again, read my replies to you. And then that's when we was on Skype.
You're not understanding, so I'm just gonna send it to Sinatra. I'll censor your name.
So-
Don't worry.
Because I did get up and go to the bathroom for a second there. From what I can tell, it sounds like just an email not reading the way it should.
No. Don't think of what it sounds like. Just look at it. Here, I'll send you the picture. Okay, there's that. I'm sending the same picture to Tree. Okay, so it looks like
Where are you sending it to? Oh,
on
there,
your
I see
Discord.
it.
So it looks like she said, I don't use Discord, but I do use Skype. I would like to have our debate via Skype. My Skype name is this. Please feel free to add me. It looks like my next reply is, how are we going to chat today? Do you use Discord or Skype? Which is kind of dumb, right? Because what she said. But if you look at the timestamps, I actually sent that reply before I got her other one. Even though it's threaded weird, it's because I had her email open, I replied, and then it said, you've gotten a new email. I pushed refresh, and then her last one showed up. And that's why my literal next response to her is, oh, wait, just kidding. I see Skype at 3:31. It was literally like 1 minute later, within a minute.
Where's my response that says, again, read my replies to you? You cropped that out.
What? I'm literally...
Because you cropped that
I
out.
didn't
because
crop.
my
How could I
respo-
crop? I'm just taking
Because listen, when you said, how are we going to chat today? Do you want to do Discord, Skype, or what? I immediately responded back to you, again, read my replies to you.
No, that email came 4 minutes after. After I
No,
said...
it did not. Well, show it to me. Then go ahead and get the email.
Oh my God. I
Go
can't
get it.
believe this is the Hillary Clinton shit right here. Okay, sure. I'll send it to you all. Okay, I'm sending
Actually,
you
let me get
this
mine
screenshot,
too.
and then I'm sending Sinatra this screenshot. So I say, how are we going to chat today? Do you use Discord or Skype? That was at 12:30. The one above it is at 12:31, and then at 12:31 I type, oh wait, just kidding. I see Skype. I see your Skype. I'll send you a friend request. Then 4 minutes later, you respond again. Read my replies to you. That was at 12:35 my time. I'd already responded at 12:31 that I was adding your Skype though. This is just like weird email shit. Again, you take the email shit really fucking personally, but like
No, because you lied about me and said I harassed you.
because you
and
are,
I
you're
did not
being a
harass
dick in
you.
these emails.
No, I'm not. So I'm being a dick. Like
Maybe we
again,
just
read my
have.
replies
You know what?
because
I'm gonna be
because you're
honest.
sitting here
Maybe this is
saying-
just a sensitive white guy thing. Okay, maybe because white people are
Yeah,
so
it is.
fucking
It
bitchy
is.
around
You
each
are
other. We're all
sensitive.
bitch. Maybe that's my fault. Okay, we're a clash of cultures.
It is your fault. Thank
Okay.
you
I was
for,
just
for
gonna
owning
suggest
it.
There you
up.
go. Maybe. You know,
Thank you for owning
I'm
that.
gonna
You
be
know what
honest.
I'm
I had a
saying?
black friend growing up. Every time I went to their house for dinner, their family was real
Oh
loud.
God,
It
we
made
really
me
playing that. I
scared.
got a black
It
friend
made me
part. Are we
scared
really
because
playing that?
they're real loud around me, and I was like, man, my white family is way more quiet than this shit. I'm uncomfortable, and maybe that I'm reliving that right now. You know, and I felt the same around my Hispanic family.
I'm not racist.
That's not the argument I'm making. I'm just saying maybe other culture. Half my family is Hispanic. They're Cuban. When I'd go visit my Cuban family in Hialeah, you know, they were all loud as fuck, and it made me a little white person really uncomfortable. Maybe I'm just reliving that trauma in my emails
You're
now.
still
So
white. I
okay.
don't know why you keep saying Cuban is not a race. It's
That's
a
why I said.
nationality.
That's why I
don't
said.
know-
That's
don't
why I
know
said
why you keep
Hispanic.
saying
That's why I said
Cuban.
Hispanic. That's why I said Hispanic. Okay. So.
All right, so move it. So I was,
Mhm.
we agreed that you were bitch made. You
Yep.
you
We
got
agreed on
sensitive,
all
so
that.
we're gonna
Yep.
move on something
Okay.
later. Okay.
That's great.
All right. So we're gonna move on to this.
Sure.
You said that I was just like Candace Owens and Anthony B. Logan. Can you name me 5 things that Candace Owens and I share politically?
No, but when I say that you're like them, I'm not saying that you share necessarily like political reasons or political things. It was just more just like the irrational style of argumentation, the inability to grapple with like actual data, and instead appealing to like anecdote or story, and then like unironically parroting like conservative talking points that seem antithetical to like your existence. With a comparison.
Oh, when did you debate Candace Owens?
I didn't debate Candace Owens. I can watch videos of her.
Oh, how did you come to that conclusion?
Because she's a public figure that like debates people, and I can watch videos of her.
So how she is with other people? Actually, what debate are you talking about that she had that she displayed all this? Can you
I've
provide
seen
that video?
no, I don't remember the exact videos. I've watched Candace Owens. I mean, we can go find them right now if you want.
Don't get triggered.
Oh, wait. Do you think I'm the one that's triggered in this conversation? We just
Yeah,
spent
you
20
are.
minutes
Yeah, you
talking about
are.
our email exchange. If you want, we can go. The one that I remember the most is her. Like she has her conversations on college campuses where she always celebrates like, getting off the plantation and all that shit. I think I've seen an interview she gave on, I think it was Fox News, but I haven't watched Candace Owens stuff in quite a long time. I'm just left with a general impression of her. But you can link me a video. We can go revisit Candace Owens stuff
No,
if you
you're
want.
the one who made the claim.
Yeah, of course,
So my
and I
thing
stand
is
by it.
me
Yeah.
and her are nothing. Okay, but you haven't provided any proof.
I mean,
So
I just
my thing
told
is
you
I'm
I just
saying-
told you the characterizations I give to both you, her, well, all three of you, and Anthony, Brian, Logan, for why I like consider you guys to exist like in a similar
You
vein.
said that Candace Owens debated and she did what again? Tell me all the things you
that
said
she
she did.
doesn't like to grapple with complicated data, so she prefers like narrative-driven stories. So like, there isn't police brutality against black people, blah blah blah. I'm gonna ignore all the studies and all the data, and then I'm gonna
You
tell you
did
my
this in a
story.
debate. Can you produce that debate?
Speaking of police brutality,
Yeah. Oh, hey, we're almost there. If you want, I don't have this material prepared on hand. If you want to have a conversation about Candace Owens,
Typical.
you can give me a
Fucking typical, right? Yeah.
fucking typical.
Lying
You're the one
ass
that
is
has
it.
bitched
You're
out of
fucking
every
typical.
topic so
You're
far.
so fucking no.
Oh, yeah, I saw on the Joe Rogan-
You're the one who was talking about something. Oh, I can't produce something. So when I call your ass out to show proof of it, you fucking cuck like a fuck boy that you are. And that's why you're getting mad, because when I said produce such a fucking debate, then you get triggered and you're like, I don't know what it is. I can't
Okay,
produce
I
it."
will produce a debate. She said all of this on Joe Rogan. Do you want to go back and watch the Joe Rogan episode with me? We can do that if you want to spend the next 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, you would. Like, first of all, she didn't. But by the way, go get the timestamp. She did say that, and then produce it because she did say that. So boom, I caught you in that lie. Okay, so here we go.
I would
again.
like to. Hold on. For the record, okay, I would like it to be shown. I never demand somebody in the middle of a conversation produce timestamps about a particular person's viewpoints in another video. Now, if you want to have a specific conversation on Candace Owens, we can do that, and I can get that material for you. But I'm not ready to provide that today. I can't do that. I'm not. By the way, if you want to own me again, hold on. If you want to own me again, ask me to do the same thing for my conversation with Anthony, Brian, Logan. I'm not going to be able to do that either. If you want to have like an in-depth conversation about my comparison between the three of you, we can have that conversation, but I'm going to need time to prepare those sources.
Well, then don't make a false comparison and saying I'm just like them, because I'm not. Okay. So that's my thing. So you couldn't produce it. You just talked out your ass. Okay, we'll say this one thing.
I think I'm allowed to have a broad characterization of somebody and
you're
like
delusional,
have that.
so you can have anything you want. I mean, drugs.
I mean, I told you earlier why I felt you guys. I
you-
told you earlier why I felt you guys were similar. That you have an inability to grapple with data. You can't consider hypotheticals. Anthony, Brian, Logan couldn't either.
But I said that did not happen in a debate, and you could not produce such a debate that happened in.
Okay.
So there you go.
There you go. You got
All
it.
right.
All right. What's your
Now
next one?
you said that the bump stock allows a person to shoot a rifle accurately. and you said you seen a video.
Wait. When we say accurately, just real quick, what do we mean by accurately?
Well, let me get the definition of it.
No. This isn't a definition thing. This is
where you hit the intended target.
No. Okay.
So accuracy doesn't require any sort of grouping. Or
Oh
anything
my
like
God!
that?
I give you the definition. You
So-
won't allow me to go get the definition, and so when you ask me to give me my personal definition, you disagree with me.
So when I say
So
accurate,
which one do you want me to do? You want me to
I
give you
can
my
explain-
definition,
okay,
or you
well,
want me
let
to
me
go
know
and
when
get
you're
the
ready.
definition online?
Yeah, let me know when you're ready, and I can explain it.
So
to you.
no, fuck you. Let me go get the definition since you won't let me
this
give
isn't-
my definition.
This isn't
off
like a
of,
definition thing. When I said that I was surprised at the accuracy of bump stocks, what I mean is in relation to other fully automatic rifle firing. Okay,
You didn't say that. You didn't
No,
say
I'm
that. You
sorry. I
lied.
know, because usually when I talk about guns, I'm talking to people that have a lot of experience with firearms, okay? So I should have clarified. Obviously, anytime you're firing a firearm fully automatic, there is a very low level of accuracy. You don't use fully automatic rifles to like nail targets with high degrees of accuracy. That's not what fully automatic fire is used for. So when I say a bump stock is accurate, I don't mean you're like pinging targets, fucking at 100 rounds a fucking minute or whatever, like at whatever. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that like it's relatively accurate compared to like other fully automatic firearms. That was the point.
You didn't say that. This is what you said.
Oh my God.
I see somebody on video shoot it very accurately. So the bump stock is very accurate. I said, no, it's not. I said, I shot a rifle with a bump stock and it does not shoot accurately. And you said it does. All this jibber jabber you just said, you didn't fucking say that on your video.
In my
You
experience with
you
bump
stood-
stocks, they are more accurate than regular automatic
They're
rifles,
not
but not by
accurate.
much.
They are not accurate. If
The
you
problem
step
is
in and
she's
you try to
using
shoot
accuracy as like some like base thing where it's like accuracy is literally like some objective metric, but it's not. The accuracy that we would demand of a fully automatic firearm is going to be far different than the accuracy that you would demand of, say, like a 50 caliber sniper rifle, or of like a Glock pistol, or of like a semi-automatic like AR-15. Like accuracy is absolutely relative to the platform and the rate of fire. Like this is obvious. I didn't know I had to actually go into this.
Do it accurately, so go get that fucking video.
I didn't know that I had to
You're full of
differentiate
shit.
between
You
this. I'm
said
sorry.
you saw someone shooting the bump stock accurately, so go get the video, you lying piece of shit. You did not.
We can literally
see
watch. We
anybody
literally
hit
watch them after that stream. Yeah, we can go and we can watch any of these videos of people firing with a bump stock. It seems like surprisingly accurate.
Accurately.
It is. The bump stock is slightly, but not much more accurate than an automatic rifle.
Sure.
Because you're still dealing with that automatic recoil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. But like,
So
would
it's
you?
not accurate, so
Okay,
you
I'm
cannot
curious.
shoot
Wait,
accurately. If
Tree.
you're trying to shoot
Would
a
you say?
bullseye-
Would you say that a pistol is accurate, like a Glock 17? Is that accurate?
Yeah, I can shoot
It's
it
not.
accurately.
Can you hit a target at 1,000 yards?
No.
Oh, then it's not accurate. Guess you're wrong. Sorry, by your own definition, it's not accurate.
Okay, but
What's the
here's
next topic?
thing.
No, you're wrong. It's not accurate.
Well,
What's
I
the
think
Oh
the
my
issue is
Oh
here
my God, this
they're
boy,
both
you is so
not put
retarded. The thing
accuracy
about it
in
is
the
that if
box.
I have a target
Mhm.
25 feet away,
Okay.
okay, and I want to shoot in the bullseye center mass, okay, the recoil from the stock is going to prevent me from hitting dead center. But when I have the bump stock off of the rifle, I am able to hit it accurately.
You
center
don't use.
mass in
You
the
don't.
red.
You don't use fully automatic rifles to hit a target consistently center mass.
The rifle.
That's
is
not what a fully automatic platform is supposed to
Who
do.
the fuck is talking about a fully automatic? Why the fuck would you need a bump stock for a fully automatic rifle?
You
dumbass?
don't. But when I talk about the
So what the
accuracy-
fuck are you talking about?
Well,
You don't
let
even
me-
know nothing about goddamn guns. You're
When I-
fucking ignorant about fucking guns. You stupid piece
When
of shit.
I
The thing
talk
it is,
about-
when you have a gun, when you have a rifle, you having a bump stock that's supposed to mimic an automatic. So why the fuck would you need a bump stock on a fully automatic rifle?
You
dumbass?
don't need a bump stock on a fully automatic
Man,
rifle.
what
But
the
when
fuck are you talking
I
about?
can explain it. When I talk about the accuracy of a bump stock, most people that aren't fucking morons would understand that I'm comparing that to the accuracy of a fully automatic weapon. Obviously, putting a bump stock on a semi-automatic rifle is necessarily going to make it less accurate.
You did not say that.
I know, because I assumed that. Yeah, I know.
You're
You're right.
narrative.
I did not say
Now
that.
I called you you
You're
out
right.
on it.
No,
Now
no, no,
you
no.
wanna change the
You're right.
narrative.
You are absolutely right. I did not say that because when you initially said that you had a lot of experience with guns, I took you at your word. I didn't realize you were talking out your ass. I'm very sorry for that. I apologize for that.
Because you try to act like I didn't shoot guns, and then when you went to my channel, you saw me shooting with rifles. So you try to pretend that I never shot a fucking rifle. You never shot a rifle before. Ha ha! And I'm like, fuck you. I got several, and I said $500. I can produce several videos of me shooting rifles. Now, you try to pretend that you can shoot a rifle accurately with a bump stock. You stood firm on that. I said you cannot. You said you could. I said, how the fuck would you know? And then your retarded ass said, I saw it on a video. And I said, just because you seen somebody give a blowjob doesn't mean you know how to do it. You didn't bring any of that. You just stayed firm in saying that the bump stock shoots accurately. It doesn't. And now you want to change the fucking goalpost.
I don't think you guys disagree on that.
Actually, you know what? I like these arguments. I would like to submit this video to both of you for review. This is a firearms person using a bump stock who is accurately center fire nailing targets at range. So you're wrong. There you go. You can watch the video of it.
Seen this video and it doesn't. You're a liar. See, you so fucking.
He's doing.
You're such a fucking liar, man. Oh my god.
He's doing 5-round bursts.
This is it. I seen this video, and this is what Destiny does. He fucking gets fucking bullshit that doesn't even prove his fucking point.
What do you mean? He's using a bump stock and he's nailing these
not
targets.
Shooting accurately. Look where the bullets are going all over the fucking target. You dumb motherfucker.
He's destroying the target. What do you mean? How accurate does it have to be? Does it
accurately.
literally have to be bullseyes?
Okay.
When you gotta
Calm
shoot
down.
accurately, you gotta shoot in the red, motherfucker. You so stupid. Oh my god.
Look at the target. He literally destroys the entire red portion of the target. What are you talking about?
Accurately. You don't even know what accuracy means.
You sound a little triggered right now. Are you okay?
You're supposed to shoot because you're an idiot. You're really retarded. Really, you're really mentally disabled. The thing about it is that accuracy means you're supposed to sit to shoot your intended target. And then you show this video of a guy shooting everything but the intended target. And you're like, got him.
I think if anything, accuracy is subjective to the person shooting.
It is not
A lot of
fucking
the conservative
subjective.
debate
If
are
I want to hit
unironically
the
like
center
on this
mass
level.
of the
It's like
red,
insanity,
I should
right?
be able to hit the center mass of the
Pretty
red.
often,
That's
yeah.
called
It's like-
accuracy.
it's crazy.
That's
Like
fucking
Sargon of
called
Akkad is
accuracy.
like at this level of thought, and he's
This
like
guy
millions
is
of
not
like fucking
shooting
followers and shit. It's unbelievable.
accurately. He's shooting all over the target. And so Destiny gets this fucking video acting like he's proving a point.
Not
He
quite
ain't
this
proved
bad,
shit.
but yeah, it's close, right?
All
Yeah.
he's proven is that the bullets are hitting all over the place. But accurately means you shoot your intended target. If I want to do a headshot and I want to do it right in the forehead, that's my intended target. But if I say, holy, I'm going to shoot you, I'm going to shoot the target right in the center of the forehead, and I shoot you in your nuts, I wasn't accurate. That's not accuracy.
Do you acknowledge that if somebody says a firearm is accurate, that's going to vary based on the weapon's platform, and it's going to vary based on like the rate of fire? Do you agree with that, or do you disagree with that?
Hold on. I can talk because I can actually see. Does the bump stock shoot?
Why are we looking at this now?
I don't
why
know
can't you just
what
answer
you guys are disagreeing about. That's the thing. You both agree that the bump stock isn't exactly accurate.
Well, yeah. So her issue is she feels like I'm disingenuous. So what I would say is the bump stock is surprisingly accurate. But like the context of that statement, it should be understood that when I say it's surprisingly accurate, my initial assumption would be a bump stock is going to be far less accurate than like a fully automatic rifle. But it actually is like surprisingly.
You did not say that in the initial video.
You're right. I'm agreeing with you. Okay. I did not clearly spell that out because I assumed that you would understand that when I said the bump stock is accurate, it would be in line with another fully automatic weapon because
You're
no
such a
one.
liar. If you,
Okay,
what you
it's
mean
okay.
to assume? If that's what you mean, you should have fucking said it. You just stayed firm on the.
Wait. If I were to bring you, well, I'm curious. If I were to bring you like a 50 caliber sniper rifle, okay, and I were to bring you a Glock 17, and I held both of these firearms here, and I said, hey, both of these firearms are very accurate. Do you think that accurate means the same thing for both firearms?
If I shoot it in the intended target, yes.
But you can't hit with the same degree of accuracy targets at range with the Glock. You can't.
If we're gonna use your retarded if we're gonna use your
I'm
retarded
sorry, I don't.
as here's the thing. If we're gonna use your retarded example and say, are you gonna shoot it accurately 1,000 miles away? No.
Cool, that's
dumbass.
great because
When I say,
accuracy
like,
is
but here's
relative
here's
to
thing,
the platform and the rate of
But
fire.
If we
I agree.
put
We
the
agree.
target 25 feet away, okay, I will shoot them both accurately.
So distance. That's because I'm a gun guy and I am curious.
Here's the thing.
Oh wait, if
here's
you're
the
a gun
thing.
guy, Sinatra, then you understand what I'm saying, right? Like accuracy is going to be relative to the weapon platform, and it's going to be relative to your rate of fire. Nobody takes a fully automatic rifle and is like, I'm going to
What
nail this
fucking
target 500 yards away.
rifle
That's not what you
shoots
use
1,000
fully
miles
automatic.
away?
You don't use.
Are you serious? You
First of all,
buying
you're
this
the one that said
bullshit?
1,000 miles. I've never said you shooting a target
What did
thousands of miles
you
away.
made something. What did you say? 1,000.
1,000
feet?
yards or
What did you
whatever, right? I don't know what is the
So
Chris.
that's, you said 1,000 feet. So
Sure.
that's my thing. It's
1,000
like,
feet
so,
is roughly 100
so,
yards.
so
Yeah.
that's my
Wait,
thing.
no,
It's like, oh
it's
my
like 300
God,
yards.
we're talking about.
Yeah, sorry.
He's using these false comparisons and like, oh, if I put the fucking target over there in Mexico and we're over here in
I'm not
Texas,
talking-
can you shoot it accurately? And I'm like, this is so unrealistic. This is like stupid.
Okay.
I'm talking about like if you're on a range, okay, and it's 25 feet away. Yes, I can shoot it. I can shoot the gun, the Glock.
At 25 feet away, even with a fully automatic rifle, even with a bump stock, you're going to nail
I'm
that
not
target.
talking about fully automatic rifle.
Even with a
This
bump
is what
stock
you
at
fucking
25
do.
feet,
This-
you're going to nail that target. Do you know how
I
close
am
25
not
feet is?
gonna
That's
shoot
within
it
10
accurately,
yards.
you
Yes, you
dumbass
will.
motherfucker.
Within
I
10
am not-
yards,
no, I
you
am
can.
not.
I can
I
throw a
am
fucking
not.
machete
I
and
am
hit a
not.
target
You
at
can't even
fucking
show
9
a
or
video
8
where
yards.
and it can shoot it accurately. You know what? $500. You take your monkey ass to a goddamn range and try to shoot a bump stock accurately 25 miles
I'm in California,
away.
so our rangers are
25
in a
miles?
sad fucking state. Okay, I don't even think I
But
can
that's
find a
not my
rifle.
problem. See, this is,
Feels
oh,
so
how
bad for you.
convenient. Oh my God, how convenient.
And you know what? You know what? When I do it, you know what your response is going to be? You're going to say, "I was only talking about bump stocks in
No, I'm not
Atlanta.
like you,
I was only
motherfucker.
talking
I
about
don't study and
accuracy in
move the
Atlanta.
goalposts.
I didn't mean about guns in
You
California. That's a whole
move
different
the
topic."
goalposts. I don't move the goalposts. You do that shit.
Okay.
Because you can't stand losing.
You're right.
That's my thing. You don't know
Okay.
what the fuck you're talking about.
I am.
The bump stock
I
does
am
not
incorrect.
make you shoot
What
it
is?
accurately.
Okay, I concede this topic as well. I've conceded every topic so far. What's the next one?
No, you didn't. You
Yes,
said
I
you still
do.
calling
Can you
me
even
an
get bump stocks in
anti-vaxxer.
California?
I thought bump stocks are
No.
federally illegal now, aren't they? Didn't Trump make them
No,
illegal?
they're illegal
Oh
now.
yeah.
I'm sure there's some variation on it now that somebody's already designed, but
Oh, I'm sure.
you can't even have the fucking receivers or whatever. The triggers are all fucked up in California, even on like AR-15s, because you're not allowed to have pistol grip style rifles. It's fucking stupid as fuck.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right,
what's next?
last thing, and then we can go into police brutality. Okay.
Oh boy. Okay.
90 minutes into the stream.
We're getting. Hey, didn't you listen to her? She said she wanted to go over the last.
Yeah,
debate.
I
You're
do
right,
believe
you're
that's
right.
what I fucking said.
You're right, you're
I mean,
right.
I don't understand. Like, what? Am I not speaking English? Is it because I'm black that you motherfuckers don't know what the fuck I'm saying? I'm like, I do believe what the fuck I'm saying. I do believe I'm talking English. I do believe I'm speaking English.
Okay.
I do believe I'm speaking English.
All right. What's the next point of contention?
White guilt is not a racial slur.
Okay.
And the reason why white guilt is not a racial slur and Uncle Tom is a racial slur is because white guilt is based upon a belief system, or some people would consider a condition. And Uncle Tom is a state of being. It is a name that is given to somebody that's stating that they are a black man siding with the opposing white person or white individual. Do you disagree with those?
Can you link me a definition for both of those?
Yes, hold on.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to pull my headphones out. I just got to grab something out of the other room.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Here's Merriam-Webster. Okay. That's Uncle Tom. And white guilt.
Sorry, I just had to get a chemo real quick.
Chemo?
Yeah,
You
because
want-
this is giving me cancer.
Good one. So using your Merriam-Webster dictionary, nowhere in here under the entry of Uncle Tom, does it say racial slur?
Um,
Also, I'm still waiting for the white guilt one.
Hold on, I'm getting it for you. And here, well, if that's the case, then here it doesn't say a racial slur. Here for white guilt.
Oh, so you're gonna say that neither one is a racial slur then?
No, actually, Uncle Tom is a racial slur.
Yeah. Well, you need to link me a definition for that. I'm sorry, ma'am.
Hold on. Okay, hold on a second.
Okay.
Is it Merriam-Webster? All right. So, since you want to play that game, here in Merriam-Webster, I'm looking up the word nigger, and it doesn't say a racial slur. So let me give you that.
Oh shit! Maybe that's not a racial slur either then.
So here. So if you want to play that game, okay, nigger is not a racial slur according to you.
Okay, here's why I would say that if you want to call Uncle Tom a racial slur, white guilt would follow the same way. So it seems like Uncle Tom is usually referred to as a racial slur because people say that you're disparaging a person's point of view solely based on their race. In a way, you're calling them like a race traitor, right? So they'd say, okay, well, that's racist. You would never call a white person an Uncle Tom, right? You'd only say it to black people to discredit their position because they're black. Well, if that's how I understand people to say that Uncle Tom is a racial slur. If somebody wanted to say if somebody wanted to accuse me of having white guilt, I mean, they're essentially doing the same thing. You're trying to discredit my point of view based on my race, saying that I'm being like a race traitor kind of. Oh, you have white guilt. You're not even like representing your own race or whatever. You're cucking out to like black people, like an Uncle Tom is cucking out to white people. So I would say that if you're going to say that Uncle Tom, if you're going to go to the level of saying Uncle Tom is a racial slur, then white guilt is a racial slur as well, 100%.
Where does white guilt say cucking to the black people? That it doesn't even say that in here. I'm trying to like, where did you get that definition from? I mean, it says nothing that way. It doesn't say anything about cucking to black people.
Well, like when people use white guilt, they usually do it to describe.
Are we not going by definition? I mean, you the one.
No,
who
I'm not
interested.
No, okay, Sinatra.
Now you changed your mind.
No,
huh?
hold on. I would like to appeal.
God, what a surprise!
Well, we already both established that Merriam-Webster is probably not sufficient for this conversation, so we should be able to have a big boy conversation about these words. Okay, I would say.
Boy, you the one told me to go get the goddamn definition, and now you want to sit up here and change your mind?
I told you to get the definition because your usage of a dictionary to try to win some of these like debates is hilariously stupid.
And so I showed you that nigger is not a racial word based upon your retarded language. Now you want to sit up here and switch the goalposts.
Because what the dictionary
so
demonstrates.
Now you want to pivot as
no,
always.
I'm not pivoting. I'm not pivoting.
Yes,
what I've demonstrated is that a dictionary is not sufficient for this type of conversation. Are you okay? You're getting real triggered there. Oh my God. How many times did you see the Joker this past week? You must have been there Monday through Friday every single day. You're real edgy today, okay? Calm down.
Say, oh my God, this doesn't prove my narrative. Now let me go ahead and give my bullshit because the very thing I told her to get just proved that I'm a fucking liar. So how do I save myself from this? Oh, I know. I'll put a definition out my ass and see if she'll buy it. Nope. Oh man, this is awesome. This is fucking awesome.
Oh wait,
woo!
I would like to submit this into evidence. Apparently, Merriam-Webster does say the N-word is the most inflammatory and offensive racial slur.
Where?
I linked it, Control F racial, and it's under usage discussion of N-word.
You said in the definition. So you want to say, here's the thing, you want to do it in the definition. So we want to sit up here and redefine it by like, okay, the definition of it does not say racial slur. Okay. So because somebody's discussing it and they might not use it from the actual definition, you want to pivot again. So my thing is, show me in the definition of nigger where it says it's a racial slur.
Okay.
Just show it to me. Show me where in the definition it says it's a racial slur.
Listen, white people everywhere on Twitch are rejoicing because you freed them and the N-word is no longer a racial slur. So you won that debate as well. What's the next? Let's just move on to the next topic, okay? All I was doing by asking you to cite the dictionary was I was demonstrating that like the dictionary is not sufficient grounds to have a conversation like this. If we want to have conversations about relatively complicated topics like the accuracy of a firearm or about like political or social terms like white guilt, we can't just read what it says in the dictionary to have an understanding of what this means. We have to contextualize it a little bit more and have a slightly deeper discussion than just what the text of the dictionary says. That's the point. But
If that's the case, then why did you tell me to go get the definition?
I just told you why. It was to illustrate that point.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I literally
you
just
stood up
said
here
it.
And you, no, you didn't.
Okay,
Just
well,
sit
when
up-
you
stood up here and
rewatch the
said-
debate, you can follow along and write it down. And
If you did not trust the definition, you should have not told me to get the definition.
Okay.
I don't understand. Like, what,
I
up
know
is
you don't
down and
understand.
down
That's
is
like the
up for
theme of this
you?
debate. I got it. All right.
Right.
What's the next
The
topic?
whole pivoting.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So once again, because we tried to get on this and you kind of like ran away from it.
Yep.
If you run away from this one, I can just tell you just being a bad faith debater. But
Okay.
you said that black people get shot for being black. Produce the evidence that black people are shot for just being black.
Do you really want to? Do you want to do this? Do you want to go over the studies? If you want, I
Okay,
can start.
because I know you're very low IQ. So
No,
let me
I've got like
read-
30
no, no,
fucking
let me-
links
no, no,
here
no,
if
no,
you
no.
want. Like,
Let
we
me-
can
let me-
go
hold on,
over.
hold on. No, you are very low IQ. So let me say it again.
Mm-hmm.
Show me evidence. I'm gonna say it slowly for you. Show me evidence that a person, a black male or a black woman, was shot just because they are black. Let me say it again. Show me evidence that a black woman or a black man was shot just because they were black. Go.
Wait a second. So are you asking me that, because I'm ready to provide you data, are you asking me to give you like a YouTube video or like a one-off story, or would like, are you like, if I present to you data, for instance, that shows that like 21% of blacks are more likely to, or blacks are 21% more likely than whites to be involved in like an interaction with the police, that weapons are involved, stuff like this, are you going to say, well, all of them deserved it? I need to see like an actual,
No.
like,
See, I knew you was low IQ. Let me repeat it again. Show me in your evidence that a black person was shot just because they were black. Did you forget when I asked you that the last fucking time? You said that, and I'll rephrase it for you because it's on the VOD. You said that if you and a black person was to go across the street and see a police officer, you don't have to worry about being shot. He has to worry about being shot because he's black. Because you paint us as this, oppressed people, and I'm like, you're full of shit. And I want you to go show me evidence that black people are being shot just for being black.
okay, hold on. So I have a feeling that this conversation is not going to work.
Because you can't produce the shit.
Well,
That's
like,
what I'm
so,
saying. You're full
like,
of
I
shit. You're
usually,
always
like,
trying
when
to
I have
paint
conversations about
black
this, so, like,
people
here,
as
so, like, I can
victims
give you a
when we're
chart,
not victims.
so, like, I can show you, like, the use of force by police, the likelihood of, like, lethal force being used if you're black, if you're Hispanic, or if you're white, compared to, like, white means.
Show me evidence that they were shot for being black. God damn, I didn't know you was this low IQ. Show me evidence
can
that
you
they
tell
were
me-
shot for being black. Show me evidence for them being shot for being black.
So can you tell me, like, what kind of evidence are you looking for? No, can you give me a sample of what you're looking for? Like,
Oh, Lord have mercy. This is too easy.
okay.
You made the claim.
No, wait, don't tell me what I made. I just want you to ask me, or Sinatra, can you ask her, what kind of evidence is she looking for? Like, what does she want me to show her? Because I'm guessing, like, data and statistics aren't going to be enough. Like, like, can you ask her that? Find a way to ask her so she doesn't get triggered, because I can't talk to her.
Sinatra, are you serious? I just asked him to produce evidence. Why the fuck is this up to me to make his monkey ass to produce evidence to support his goddamn claim? Are you serious now? Are we in reverse world? You made the fucking claim, motherfucker. You goddamn produced the evidence, bitch. Don't sit up here and ask me what you want me to produce. I'm not your motherfucking mama. Produce the goddamn evidence.
So I'm
Well, what kind of evidence do you want from Destiny?
Thank you.
That's like
Why the fuck
what
should
would
produce? Show me if you need me to guide your hand,
I
will
do.
do it.
Please guide me.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm gonna
thank you.
hold your hand.
Thank you.
Show me a statistical data or some data that says that these people were shot not because they
Okay.
resisted arrest, not because they tried to kill somebody. The police officer saw him and said, "Oh my God, a nigger!" Pew 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 pew.
Okay, what about the? I
shot
don't
him
know if I'm
because he's
pronouncing
black.
it. Sure, I don't know if I'm pronouncing your last name correctly. What about Amber Geiger, the one that walked into the apartment of the black guy and just shot and killed him?
She thought she didn't shoot him because she was black.
Really?
She shot him. No.
Okay, I can never win
Okay,
this argument with you.
show me. Why was she convicted? Show me where she said she shot him because she was black. She shot him. She killed that boy because she said that she was in her apartment where she wasn't. She was in his apartment.
Okay, so after a
So
jury
that-
convicted,
so
can I
that
please
right there is
talk?
gone.
After a jury convicted Amber Geiger, 31, of murder on Tuesday, prosecutors introduced text messages sent by the former officer that show her making offensive statements. In the texts, Geiger jokes about Martin Luther King Jr.'s death, mocks her black colleagues, and discusses a dog that her friend warns may be racist. Like, what kind of evidence
Oh
or
my
proof
God,
can
here
I
we go.
show you?
Okay, and get to the part where she said, "I shot this boy because he's a nigga." Show
Okay,
me that part.
that-
Show me what she said. I
lost.
shot that
You
black
win the debate.
motherfucker
You win the
'cause he's
debate.
black.
Yep, you win the
Tree.
debate. I'll never be able to
Oh
produce
my
evidence
God.
like that. You got it.
Tree,
So
you
don't
want
make that goddamn claim.
you
Don't
want
make that
evidence
don't make
that someone
fucking
was
claim.
shot for no other reason but their skin is black.
He said that black people get shot for being black. And I said, no, they do not. What part of that don't you understand?
I don't have a problem understanding it. I'm just
So
trying
that's my thing. He said that. He said that black people get shot for being black. I said they do not. And he cannot produce any evidence that they are shot for just being black.
Okay.
So like so at this point we have to have like a discussion on methodology to determine like whether or not like a shooting was racially motivated. If your bar for evidence there is literally that they need to come out and say I shot him because he was black, one, that's an incredibly unreasonable standard that every reasonable
should have
person would
never
agree
made
on.
a statement.
And then two, it's impossible. You're very rarely ever going to be able to provide like that type of evidence.
You should have never made. You made this analogy, did you not?
Yeah,
You
well, I can make
said-
this statement because I'm not a fucking idiot, right? Because I know that this isn't how we
You
ask
are a
these types
fucking
of
idiot
questions.
because you sit up here and said that if you and a black man was to go across the street and confront a police officer, he doesn't. You don't have to worry about being shot. He does because he's black. And by the way, that's bullshit because you're trying to say, and that's a racist thing to say because you're trying to say that all police officers are fucking white. I'm sorry to let you know that there are some police officers that are black. So what if the motherfucker was black? Is that still racist?
How the fuck is
No,
what I'm
it's
saying
not.
is
So
racist?
that's what I'm
And
saying.
also,
He-
wait,
the thing-
hold on. You telling me that black cops can't be racist against black people? Are you making
I
that
didn't say
statement?
that.
That
What
is
I'm
exactly.
saying
Whoa,
is-
whoa, whoa, whoa,
you're
whoa!
saying
That
that
is
he got shot for
exactly.
being
That's
black.
exactly
Stop
what you just
running
said.
away, motherfucker.
Sinatra,
You
did she
trying to
not
say
just
that
say
he
that?
got shot for
Sinatra,
being
did
black?
she just say? If a black cop is profiling a black person, how is that racist? Implying that a black cop can't be racist? Is that not what she just implied?
No, that is not what I. Hold on. Don't ask him
That
for
is
me.
exact. Well, I
I'm
have to
gonna
appeal
tell
to the
you
moderator because you are
I said
fucking
you're
insane.
racist.
Do you
I
understand
said
that?
you are
I have to
racist.
appeal to the moderator. That's why we
are
brought a
racist.
moderator.
I said that all police officers are white because you're sitting up here.
I
saying
didn't
that
say all
only
police
a
officers are white.
person-
I would
You
never
did
make that
because
claim.
You sit up here and say that he got shot for being
Oh
black.
my God! You don't think
Okay,
black
that's
people?
what I'm saying.
You don't think that
How could
if black people can't be racist against black people, why do terms like Uncle Tom exist? If white people can't be racist against white people, why do terms like white guilt exist? What are you talking about? Of course, people can be racist against their own people. What a stupid
Okay,
fucking comment!
let's
Like what
look
the
at
fuck?
definition of
Oh
of
my God.
racism.
Okay.
A belief that a race is primary, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and basically superior to another race.
Yeah.
If me and somebody is black, which race is superior, dumbass?
So are Uncle Tom's racist or no?
No, don't run. Grab your nuts and answer my fucking question. If racism believes one race is superior than the other, and we're both black, which one of us is the superior black?
You might think you're both inferior because you're black. It's possible.
No.
Yeah, yes.
Answer my question.
Racism
Answer my question.
doesn't
We're
have to
both
do with
male.
you and another person. It has to do with races.
It
You can have a
believes that
black
one race
person.
is superior than the other, you
No.
retard. One race is supposed to be superior than the other. So if we're both the same race, how could we be superior than each other when we both the same race? damn, y'all liberals are stupid. Now, getting back to, because I know you deflected right there.
I didn't
Getting
deflect
back to the
anything.
F you
You're
did.
telling me that a
Once
person
again-
can't be
once
racist
again,
against
you're
their own
trying to
race.
sit up here
But
and
we
run away
literally
from the fact
argued
that you
earlier about
can't
words
prove
that had to do with this.
Anybody gets shot for being black. I just showed you that you full of shit when you make these fucking baseless claims that black people are shot for just being black. That's what I wanted to do. And I proved my point because you couldn't even prove such a damn thing happened. Thank you for conceding.
You won all the debates, man.
Now, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Black people, you want to be the Jesus for black people or something like that.
Yep.
Pretending we are so oppressed, pretending we are so down and shackled, and oh my goodness, slavery and all this other
Hold on,
bullshit.
wait a second. This is actually. Hold on, wait. No, come on, dude. I don't want to listen to your dumbass fucking
I am still
diatribe.
talking. This is
Can
me.
we
I'm still
go over
talking,
this
okay?
video? I'm
No,
super curious.
I'm still talking.
No. This is something that I'm familiar
Shut
with.
the fuck up. I am still
Dude,
talking.
I don't want to listen to
This is
her
the thing, I'm
fucking
still
go.
talking. Yeah, because you can't
Oh
handle
my
the fucking
God.
truth. It's the thing about it is you want a virtue signal
All
about
right,
black
let me-
people being oppressed and all this other bullshit, and then when I call your monkey
on
ass
the
out to
lower
prove
end
that
for, like,
shit,
conservative
you
debates.
fucking
She's
cut
definitely on the
like
lower
a
end. But, like,
fuckboy that you are.
Surprisingly, like a lot of them are like.
And the thing about it is,
Pretty
stop
close to
lying about
Like,
black people getting shot for being black, because
there
they
are
not. They're
I don't know if I've
basically
debated
doing
a
something to
conservative
get
ever.
shot.
This is like generally.
And you
want
want to sit up here and
it's usually not quite
exercise
this
your
bad, but it'll
lily
be like,
white
I can't
shit,
read a
like,
chart,
oh my
or, like,
God,
I-
let me be
like,
the
if you
Jesus
wanna
for the
prove that,
poor
like, sexism
Negroes,
exists, you
because
need to
they
show me
need
a guy
somebody to
standing
speak
outside of
on
a
their
school
behalf.
saying, like,
Oh, black people, you
women can
so
go to school. Like,
oppressed.
that's,
The
like,
white
the
man
bar
is
for
going
evidence. So, like,
against you,
if you
but
think
don't
black
worry,
people are
I
racist or
save you.
oppressors against
I
black people,
save you.
show me a
I'm
cop
gonna
that killed
save
me
you,
just 'cause they
niggers,
were black,
because
right?
I'm gonna
Like,
be
data,
I'm
stats,
gonna
none
be
of
your
that
white
matters. It's, like,
Jesus,
all, like,
and we're gonna
based on,
take
like,
you to the
individual
promised
stories or,
land
like,
where Martin Luther
impossibly
King
high
left
bars
off
for
at.
everyone. I mean, like, I get a lot of viewers doing
Triggered
it. It's
bitch.
fun. I mean, it's
I'm like,
entertaining,
it's
and she's funny as fuck,
amazing.
but
It is fucking
don't know.
amazing.
It feels like
I
you're kinda like-
fucking
I
owed
don't
your
want to say
ass.
visiting
You
a
can't
circus
even
because
prove
that
it. You
sounds
so
kind of
fucking
racist or
triggered.
discriminatory, but like it's
So
kind
go
of like
ahead
that.
and
Like,
talk
you go
your
and it's like
therapy out,
an adventure,
man.
I guess. And
Go ahead and goddamn look at her. Look at her. Look at her.
Okay.
She won't let me win. She
Yep,
won't let
you got
me
it.
win.
Okay, can we go
She
over this
won't let
video
me
now?
win. She won't let me win.
can we do it?
Oh my God. What?
Okay, I linked you a video. I'm super curious. So I really like guns, believe it or not. And I have a great interest in the differences between like concealed carry and open carry. These are interesting conversation topics to me. So this is like a really common video that got circulated on the internet. When you look at like when white people open carry versus when black people open carry, the response from the police officers are very, very, very different. So I'm super curious. At like a minute 20 in this video, a black man is walking around. He's open carrying. That's it. Not breaking any laws, not doing anything illegal. He's in an open carry state. And like 6 cop cars show up to disarm this guy and like hold him at gunpoint. I'm super curious why they're doing that.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I love how you ran away from the fact that I told you.
Are you going to answer the
produce
question?
Evidence. Hold on. Shut the fuck up, motherfucker.
No?
I'm talking.
Okay.
I said produce evidence that a black man has been shot for being black, and your bitch ass
He
brings
did
some
say he
irrelevant
couldn't.
shit that about open carry. This is what you want to do to win because I fucking got your ass, motherfucker. You want to sit up here and bring some irrelevant shit? Did the man in this goddamn video get shot for being black? No, he didn't. That's the claim that you made, and you haven't proved yourself. So therefore, stop bringing irrelevant shit to the goddamn conversation. If you're not going to show me any evidence that a black man was shot just for the color of his skin, then shut the fuck up and concede.
All right, you win. I can.
He did say that he couldn't prove that because
not at
Yes,
this
still
level.
he
of
bringing
course
more
not.
irrelevant shit in here, Sinatra. Get off his dick. The thing about it is he bringing more fucking
Firstly-
irrelevant shit in here.
Firstly,
and
hold on.
the thing
Firstly,
about it is-
I do not like Sinatra. We are not friends. We have debated in the past, and we are about as ideologically opposed as we can be. Secondly,
Yeah,
this
but
is
yes, he
this
got your
is
dick in his mouth.
secondly.
The thing about it is he's sucking on your dick.
This
so
is
much.
your moderator.
It-
I didn't ask for
You know what?
Sinatra. You
Here's the
did.
thing.
This
The
is
best thing
your
is-
moderator.
You-
What?
you are so
Hold on.
right. You
I'm
are
super
so
curious.
fucking
I
right.
know.
I-
Okay.
you
No,
are
wait.
so
I'm
right.
curious.
you asked me to
got
be
me.
here, and
You
I'm
got
trying to
me.
keep
You
the
got me.
conversation
You
going,
got
and
me.
you're
Hey,
screaming at me
Destiny,
about it.
This is me
Yeah.
conceited. Like, wow, man.
No,
I'm
Tree,
like,
I'm
this-
super curious. I'm super curious. Does it make you pause for like a second when the moderator that you brought, that I am on the record having had debates with, that I am on the record on Twitter fighting with, okay? When that guy is not, like, pulling for you in this debate, like, does it make you reconsider for a moment? Like, maybe I'm full of fucking shit.
No.
Maybe I'm being fucking crazy.
Anybody.
It made me realize that I made a mistake in getting him as a moderator. And by the way, and let me just say this. I'll own that L, because when I talked to Sinatra, because we was talking about another guy, right, that I was going to debate with and everything like that, he suggested that he should debate. He's like, hey, since you and Destiny are, you know, parted on good ways, you know, we parted on good ways, I'll go ahead and I moderated him. I moderated for him with Count Dankula. So I'll moderate for you too. And I was like, cool. You're right. I'll bring you
And
on.
I did the same thing when I moderated for Dankula.
The thing about it is that I don't appreciate you sucking Destiny's dick, Sinatra. Because here's the thing, I specifically said, show me videos of a black man getting shot. He bring me some bullshit about open carry, and then you put his dick in the mouth and said, well, this could show something, Tree. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I didn't say that. I literally never said that.
Like this, my thing of, why are you running away from the fact that I told him that he's wrong? Black people are not being shot for being black. But you know what? Here's the thing, Destiny, you're right. Okay, he's been on your team the whole fucking damn time, rushing me while I'm sitting here told over and over again. I said, look, I want to talk about the things that you said. And then he rushing me about, we didn't even get the police brutality. Dude, I take this fucking L for choosing him. Okay? I'll take that goddamn L. Absolutely.
I'm trying to keep the debate going. That's what you wanted me here for. That's what I'm trying to do.
You suck. You fucking suck as a goddamn moderator. You suck ass. I regret this decision.
I'm curious.
I don't need you to put his dick in your mouth and goddamn suck it to the goddamn skin come off. I just needed you to be a fucking neutral moderator. You too busy enjoying his goddamn balls in your fucking mouth. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Is this a goddamn debate gangbang or something? What the fuck? So no,
I've been quiet
I take
this
that
whole
goddamn
debate.
L. Steven, I take it.
I'm curious, who would you have liked for a moderator if you could choose now? I'm super curious.
I hypocrite.
Of course.
I would.
I'd be interested in it. I miss like doing like the 1-on-2, the 1-on-5s. If you want to.
But no.
Yeah.
It's not no 1-on-2. It was just me and you. It was supposed to be just me and you. I didn't ask him to come and help me. I don't need his fucking help.
Well, he hasn't helped me at all.
Yes, he has.
Really? How?
Your dick should
Wait.
feel
How?
really good by now. How was that climax?
I'm looking down at my dick right now, and there's nobody on it. So that claim is incorrect.
Oh, yeah,
Take the
right.
L on that one. Take the L on that one. So tell me.
Just because he wiped off his saliva off your goddamn dick doesn't mean it.
I want to know how he helped me. I'm super curious. How did he help me in this debate?
He basically was on your team.
How?
And
How?
He's not supposed to be.
How was he on my team?
Okay, look.
Yeah.
The entire debate.
Yeah.
And then when we talked about this stupid ass video that you presented, when it's obvious, I said, hey, you stated that black people get shot for just being black, and you bring irrelevant shit about open carry. And he goes, well.
He never said that was valid evidence. He never said that.
I never said that.
What did you say?
I don't even know. You were like screaming. You were so triggered the whole time. Nobody could even hear what the fuck he was saying.
No. You didn't trigger me, motherfucker, but he did. That shit was like, oh my God, you don't see how this is
I didn't say, well, let's watch the video. I didn't say that.
No, I didn't say you said it. What I'm saying is that this is irrelevant. We don't need to watch this video because it does not prove his point. It doesn't defend his position. It does not. No, listen, open your fucking ears. I said that he cannot produce any evidence that black people get shot for being black. He brings me this dumb-ass retarded video, and therefore it doesn't prove his point.
That's not enough evidence. Even if that was true, that's not enough evidence to prove that he's on my team. You need to show me a clip of him saying, I'm on Destiny's team. If you can't produce that, then you're just lying.
Okay, I'm lying. Okay, he's not on your team.
Okay, thank
I
you,
take
because
it
he
back.
didn't say. Okay,
I'm not
thank
on
you. Take the
anybody's
L on
team.
that.
I'm here
Okay,
to
he's not on your
fucking
team. I take it back.
moderate.
But see, unlike your bitch ass, I can admit when I'm wrong. You can't. You can't admit when you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Even though I proved your bitch ass wrong, you can't even admit it.
Okay.
So that's it. That's all I wanted to do is just show you that you don't know what you're talking about.
Yep, you
Black
got me.
people don't get shot for just being black.
That's right. Anything else? Are we good?
You're good.
Okay. Well, listen, it's been an absolute joy to talk to you.
Yeah,
Just so
same
you
here.
know, okay, because I don't want you to be surprised. After we're done with this conversation, I will continue to refer to you as an anti-vaxxer. I'll probably call you a fucking lunatic, and I'll probably say that you're dumb as fuck. I just want you to. I don't want you. That's great. You can say whatever. I just want you to know. I'm not saying it behind your back. I am upfront telling you that I think you are legitimately one of the dumbest motherfuckers I've ever spoken to in my entire life. I just want you to know that up front, because I don't want you to. I don't want you to feel like sure. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, okay, that's great. You can call me whatever you want. Good. Yep. There you go. Amen, brother. I agree. Hell yes. That's great. Okay. All right. I just wanted so that we're on the up and up on everything. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
cool. We
okay.
Gucci,
We're
boo.
cool.
You go
all
ahead and lie. You go ahead and lie about me, and I'll tell the truth about your racist ass. So we good.
All right.
We good.
Sounds good. All right. It's been fun.
We
Thank
got
you.
absolutely no questions from the chat.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry. Well, hey, thanks for moderating, bud. It's been fun.
Yeah, that was super fun.
Yep. I'll see you later, buddy.
Take it easy.
That actually went worse than I thought it would, surprisingly. That was worse? Yeah, I didn't think it would even get to like those levels of degeneracy, but I'm continually surprised by some of the people I talk to. Like at some point, like you can't have these companies that are making.
I have to admit, I don't know. I have never understood, and I don't understand the stock market.